been a long time between metaphoric drinks. I'm here at, would you have guessed it, Montezuma Falls Trailhead. Yes, even before you get onto the secondary road here to come on up, you notice that this is a mining area coming from the Strawn direction. You actually pass underneath the aerial trolley that used to transit from Memory zinc and lead ore between Williamsford and Rosebery. Pretty cool rustic mining element that. Not every day you see such an instrument from the mining era, certainly not as a Victorian, that's for sure. All this forest around us here, back in the day, back in the 19th century, that part of the day, this was completely cleared for mining purposes. So what we see around us right now is actually regrowth forests. Incredible stuff, but it's just another reminder of how quickly nature can rebound in the right conditions. The surrounding terrain actually receives about 3 metres worth of rainfall per year, so plenty of encouragement for young plants to get a footing and shoot on up in the world. This is Tasmania's highest single drop cascade, and it is perfect for long exposure photography because we have a carpet of grey slate cloud across the sky here. So not tipped to rain until later this afternoon, and I think we will be well out of here by then. But I've been known to vastly underestimate these things, so
I must be Nostradamus, because as it turns out, that prediction is astonishingly accurate.
We will see how things go. Just looking at Terry here in the reflection. Oh, it's been too long of a time, my friend. Tip of the lid, and let's rock into it. As the many frequent signs along the trail right from the start suggest, resist the temptation to dip the water bottle into the creek because it's polluted from all the mining activities here over the centuries. So unless you want to transform into the Hulk, I suggest resisting that as an option. Mind you, you won't turn into the Hulk, you're more likely to die. I'm not a doctor, so don't take advice, just don't drink the water. Somewhat foolishly, I was thinking, I know Tasmanians love the great outdoors, but gee, they've gone to some work making this trail nice and smooth by shaping these cuttings, but of course, it's not the Tasmanians getting over enthusiastic about their walking, it is the old tramway track, which had to follow a gradual gradient to make for easier pushing and pulling of the ore trolleys. Beautiful. My wife often wonders aloud how it can be over 11 kilometres that I should take most of the day, but it's pure and simple. When you're only about 600 metres into a walk and you've stopped 5 times to admire extreme windows of beauty like I have on this trail, a full day doesn't seem like enough. Wow, I don't know whether this is a case of absence makes the heart grow fonder, but so far this has been a truly impressive walk. Yeah, look, there's a little bit stitched into it that I haven't been on a hike for a while, but what a great way to bounce back. Surrounded by tree ferns, trickling eddies across the footpath every so often, creating small cascading waterfalls into the valley below, and old growth forest. Well, it's not old, but it kind of feels that way. We've got regrowth forest of Myrtle Beach right beside me here on the right. So yeah, it's extremely calming, relaxing, and very easy on the eye everywhere you look.
G'day. This is a real highlight of the journey. You come out of this cutting as you get near down the base of the valley, and you cross a little timber bridge, but running adjacent to the pedestrian bridge is the old tramway. And it's just another great example of nature reclaiming what it wants to own in a very, very quick space of time. And we're talking between 100 and 200 years. And already, aside from the moss, fungi and lichen, you can see that it's populated with young trees that, given the time, will completely consume that bridge with the root ball mass. Just great to see a section of the track here where the old tramway sleepers are still preserved. Turn off your bugger. The old GoPro light. One of the many hundreds of trinkets you bring along as a photographer slash videographer and never touch. Today, I used it. It's a good day. Really sturdy underfoot. No need for hiking boots here. And sure, some people love the challenge of scrambling over rocks and tree roots and an uneven surface, but I don't know, it's nice for a change to feel something super smooth underfoot with just enough grit to keep your footing and fully absorb the beauty of the natural surrounds. 4 hours of hiking, photographing and videoing in great detail every step of the journey. I arrive here and boom, out of the clouds drops a bucket of water, and it's still bucketing. But I've got the GoPro here with the multimedia kit on board, so I can't expose it for too long. And I'm just going out for the first step onto the suspension bridge with you. So, gonna record this as I see it. Remember, the biggest single drop cascade waterfall in Tasmania. This is the suspension bridge we're looking at. All right, let me call it as I see it. Woohoo! Yes, Tasmanian government. What an investment. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom style right here. Okay, that's the look downstream. Now for the biggest single drop cascade in Tasmania. Oh my God, she is a ripper. Quite narrow, but a good volume of water just thundering down off the top. And it sort of catches a few ledges along the way, but is mostly just dropping straight vertical. Almost momentarily forgotten that I'm almost standing on air here above a 30-meter drop to the rocks below. The excitement is overwhelming. GoPro is just getting a little too wet for my liking with this media mod on board. The internal dynamics are exposed to water leaks, so I'll turn it off, wait around here for a little bit, and hopefully this rain cloud opens up a bit of a window where I can scoot the drone up, and also some long exposures on the DSLR. This walk is a 10 out of 10 Terry walk, and the reason for that is
There's a number of different things going on here today. I'm in a bloody good mood. I've met some great people, interesting people. A lady from Busselton, WA, just regaling me with some of the walks she's done around the country. And I have to say, this right here is the cherry on top of what has been a historically interesting walk and a fantastically beautiful walk. You can't actually fully see the waterfall here. There's a whole section missing in the frame of about 15 metres worth because I've strategically angled the lens to have the sun hood protect the lens a little bit from the falling rain. But kudos to the Tas government and Tasmanian Parks for the incredible thought that they've put into this climax of the walk, in the fact that you can actually walk the trail to the very base of the waterfall, which is not something you can say for a lot of waterfalls. You could jump in there and have a shower if you wanted it right now. I don't. And then you got the suspension bridge that's set back by about 15-20 metres, which gives you that, well, if I'm honest, a bit of a vertigo feel. If you suffer from extreme vertigo, you won't be going on that suspension bridge because you're suspended about 20 to 30 metres above the valley floor below. It also gives you a wider appreciation of the full extent of that waterfall and the valley that the water flows into. So, as I say, 10 out of 10 Terrys for this one. You know, nothing's perfect, but in terms of enjoying a walk, this has just been as good as it gets.